Good morning, good morning. Like sands of the hourglass, from the hourglass. Finish that line. Finish that line. If you know that line, it's kind of crazy. I didn't even watch the show and I know that line. That's kind of, maybe I guess it's my childhood. If you know that line, put it down. Put it down in the chat right now. Like sands in the hourglass. Finish. And if you need a little reminder, hey, Tuesday, the third to last day of the year. What do we have left? It's the 29th. So we have 3 more days, including this day. 3 days. Let's keep that theme music on for a moment while you're thinking about what that show was. Like sands from the hourglass. So are the days of our lives. And look, 2020 is gone. It's done. It's in the past. It's behind us, thankfully, right? If you come on here, let me know. I think Facebook sometimes shows me who's on, but just go ahead and pop in there if that you're here, you're live, you're awake, you're alive. The sand has not run out. Neither is your life because you woke up this morning. That's a good thing. The bad thing is it's 2020 and the end of 2020. And you may be thinking to yourself, Mark, that's actually a really good thing. I want 2020 to be done. Here's the problem. You're looking at the new year and you're getting excited and you're like, ooh, I'm going to lose the weight. I'm going to get in shape. I'm going to do all these things. And it's a lot of the same things that you might have actually told yourself or promised yourself last year. And then, of course, the normal excuses came up. And then, the lockdown and pandemic and everything kind of all hell broke loose in 2020, just went completely, for some people, a lot downhill, especially when it comes to your personal health, because everything else got in the way, right? Understandably. There are some excuses and, legit, but at the end of the day, I also know a lot of people who thrived over this past year, 2020, and we're 362 days down in 2020. 362 days are completed in 2020. The sand is already through the hourglass, right? So is that day in your life gone. So I don't know why, just something that I didn't see that show. I didn't even watch the show, but I was thinking of sand through an hourglass. And it made me think of how quickly, do you remember? We didn't even play we used to play the games. Do you remember playing those games when you were a kid and they would be relied on a timer, right? You had a timer. Maybe you had the little sand. I can't think of the game. Maybe if you know the game, you could pop it down in the chat. I remember another game that was actually like that, but it didn't have sand of an hourglass. Let me pause this. I like it. It's a nice theme song there. If you were wondering, Days of Our Lives. Actually, this one's now in the next show, but we're going to put back on Days of Our Lives. I had to pull up the theme songs. So yes, Days of Our Lives, that is the magic theme song. And if you think in terms of the hourglass, like that sounds of the hour from the hourglass, so are the days of our lives. Sands in the hourglass. The sand's going through that hourglass, right? And I don't know where you're at. I'm about midway through, hopefully, God willing, that I'm only about midway through. But it made me think of time runs out, time is running out. And it also makes you evaluate this time of year. The things that you maybe did, the things you wanted to achieve, maybe the weight you wanted to get off, the body you wanted to get in better shape, the health, the lifestyle you wanted to change. Now you're sitting the last couple days of the year and you haven't made those changes. And I know it happens all the time. I've seen it far, far too often. Sorry, I got a hair. I don't know what that is. Maybe from my hat. I don't even know why I have a hat on. Actually, I was going to do this outside, but actually my wife's back at work and my son is at the gym and my daughter's across on the other side of the house. So I was able to do it inside because I was tired of doing the daily dose from my car. I don't mind my car. It's got heated seats, so I'm excited. But back to thinking about life, this may be your time of the year where you do an evaluation and next year, thank goodness, let's just get through this year, next year. Well, you know what? It's going to be another day. It's going to be another week. It's going to be another month. Another opportunity for you to make choices that are favorable for your health or not. Now, that game I was talking about, I actually pulled it up here. Let me pull this up. I pulled it up on my computer, and I'm going to share with you because if you remember, it's actually quite a funny game. Let me see if I actually can pull it up here. There we go. I'm going to share this with you because it made me think of, and it's really quite appropriate, of how maybe you're feeling right now. Let me just show this to you. Let's see if I can switch this around. Do you remember this game? Do you remember Operation? Look at the bottom of that. Now, you may not have thought of that when you were a kid, right? But look at the bottom. Make him better or get the buzzer. Make him better or get the buzzer. Like, isn't that the truth? Like, you have an opportunity, you have a choice to make yourself better. Do you ever remember that game? It had a timer, and it was probably about the time frame when that show was on, right? I don't know, I'm being nostalgic right now. But do you remember? I remember playing that game. It was so much fun. We had the little rubber band and the little, like, the bone in there, and then you had the little, there was like the little not magnetic. It was like the little pinchers. And if you touched the side while you were doing the operation game, it would buzz. It would like make a buzzing sound, and then you would be done. You'd have to try to get the piece. There was like, I remember there was a bone in here you had to take out. And then I remember the hardest one was like the rubber band you had to take out, which was really, really cool. And you remember, I'm going to show you this game again if you remember that. Do you remember that game? If you remember the game, let me know down below in the chat. Just say, I remember, great game here. Let me bring this back. So what was interesting when I pulled that game up, it was making me think of timers. I think they had a buzzer where it was like one of those little rotary ones you just turned. And then in the end, you get the buzzer. Well, like in real life, what that means is when you don't wake up or when something happens, right? And God forbid, your days on here are done. And I hope that doesn't for a long, long time, right? My goal is not to spread the news of death, but it is to spread the news that time is running out. Like, time is of the essence. You cannot get back more time. Like, that's the one thing. You can make more money. You can get back relationships. You can get another job. You can't get back any more time. So my question to you is, as the sound from that theme song, let's pull that up. If you remember the theme song? Let's go ahead and pull it up here. Let's see if you guys remember. So this is me right now playing the piano. And then maybe playing whatever that is. The flute. The days of our lives, right? These are the days of your lives. Do you want to make them great days, or you want to just, let the sand go out of the hourglass quickly? The reality is, some people you can add more sand. Now, here's the really beautiful thing is, as you move forward in a way that's favorable to your health, you're going to actually greater the chance of that sand going through that hourglass just a little bit slower. And wouldn't that be worth it for 2021? Now, it's going to be harder. I would say it's going to be harder to do that if you're overweight, out of shape, unhealthy, not taking care of your personal health, not valuing your health, valuing other things, spending money on other things that may be valuable to you, but when it comes down to it, at the end of the day, like, your health should be one of your highest top priorities, right? Make him better, like the game says, the operation game. Make him better or get the buzzer. Like, here's what happens. You either can make him better in the game. You can either make yourself better or you're going to get a buzzer. So let's go over what the buzzer is, because I'm not just talking about death. Let's talk about what the buzzer is. The buzzer, bzz, remember that? Like, you're like in the middle of it, and then the buzzer would go off and it would freak you out. And you would get the buzzer, and that would be done. Okay, now you need to go on medication. Now you just got sick. You're going to have to go to the hospital. Oh. Now you're going to need surgery. Yep, that's it. Now you just lost your job. No. And I'm not talking lost your job because you didn't do a good job. I'm talking you lost your job because you can't physically do your job anymore. Oh. Well, the other one, to get the buzzer. You know what? I want to enjoy a vacation. Now I'm retired. I have money to retire on, and I can't do anything. There's the buzzer. I worked my butt off my entire life, and I worked really hard to make a good retirement for myself. Bzz. Now I got to take care of myself the rest of my life because I haven't during the time I was working. Bzz. There you go. Operation. Bzz. Make him better or get the buzzer. My question to you is, in 2021, if you didn't in 2020 make yourself better, what are you going to do in 2021 different? Like, that's the question to you. Are you going to just come up with a New Year's resolution? Are you going to fall into the trap of joining another gym membership that you haven't used? Are you going to go down the quick fixes? Are you going to, get scammed into thinking that you're going to keep 30 pounds off when you do something like keto or quick fix or cleanse or wrap or cold therapy or, all those gimmicks that are out there, right? Like the reality is it may come off. Don't get me wrong. Like, hey, even the Peloton, you can burn some calories and lose some weight. Do I feel it's a solution? No. I don't. It's not a solution. Why? Because I've seen it. I've been doing this for a long time. It's not a solution. The solution is to build in real habits, sustainable habits, simple habits, and compound them over time. Here's what happens. I got this on for you today. I'm going to show you. I got this band on and my coach gives to me. Now, this is more for business, but I actually share this. I'm about ready to make some for I've been saying this for a while. So focus always wins, right? Focus, Focus. Focus. Yeah, focus. Focus always wins. You can do an assessment this year. What'd you focus on this year, 2020? Did you focus on politics? Did you focus on the virus? Did you focus on fear? Did you focus on, on all of the things that you weren't able to do? Were you focused on the negativity? Were you focused on being angry? Were you focused on being frustrated? Were you focused on food? Like, were you focused on all those things? And guess what? Now's the time. You won. You won it. Whatever you focused on during 2020, guess what? You won. The problem is there's going to be options. The sand is going to go through the hourglass a lot quicker if you didn't focus on you at all. It really is. It truly is. Now, it may not show up today. You may be 50 years old and be like, Mark, I'm good. I got this. I am good. I can do whatever I want. I can, I'm not really that overweight, maybe 20, 30 pounds, but considering my neighbor who's a good 50 to 60 pounds overweight, I'm doing pretty good. I haven't had a knee surgery yet. I haven't had to go on medication yet. And then, what do you hear about that person that has been basically slowly killing themselves by not doing anything other than focusing on everything other than taking care of themselves, right? Well, you know what happens, right? You hear it. I see it pop up. People, pray for me. My brother just died. Pray for me. My husband just passed away. Pray for me. My wife is in the hospital. Pray for me. Pray. And yes, prayer is true. But if you can do something about it, if you can make yourself better or get the buzzer, what you're going to choose? You're going to choose to get yourself better or get the buzzer, right? Here's the game. Here it is. Truly is. It comes down to this. Look at the bottom below operation. Make him better or get the buzzer. Now, of course, that's operation. Hopefully you won't ever need to have any kind of operations. And working in a hospital for 5 years of my life, I saw a lot of people who would say to me, Mark, I wish if I had, if I had another 20 years, or if I could go back 20 years, I wish I took better care of my personal health. Now the time is up. Now the time is up. The sand is running out. And I'm really disappointed that I waited so long to take care of myself, because at the end of the day, it's the one thing you cannot get back. When you're fit, now you can physiologically take back some of it. You can prolong the aging process physiologically, but chronologically, your age is I'm going to be 49, regardless of what happens in this world, regardless of who's president, regardless of what kind of lockdowns, regardless of my emotions or feelings. I am going to be 49 in 2021. God willing, I make it that long, right? Pray for me that I make it that long. And you as well. Like if you're 43 or 45 or 55 or 72, you're going to make it hopefully to 73, right? And my question to you is, are you going to, in this next year, make yourself better, or are you going to get the buzzer? You want to just look at the sand falling through the hourglass super fast, or do you want to try to slow it down a little bit by doing whatever you can and it's possible to take care of your personal health? And that's all I have. I want to encourage you today to maybe take an assessment, not to get disappointed. I don't want you to look back in the year and be like, man, I really screwed up. Like I messed up. The lockdowns happened. I said for the last 5 years that I didn't have any time. I had no time. I told Mark 2 years ago, I couldn't work with you because I just don't have any time. And then guess what? 2020 happened. And guess what? You had nothing but time. And guess what? It's gone because you wasted it. Because you were just looking at what everybody else was doing. You were stressing yourself out, scrolling through social media or watching the news for hours and hours a day, looking at things that you can't control, but the control was over you. The news got control over you, right? The other people in your life trying to bring you down got control over you, right? You're just being Isolated got control over you, right? Being feared, feeling that fear got control over you. Well, I'm going to tell you right now, you can get it back. You can release that. You can. You can ask the Lord. You can ask God, say, God, just come into my life and just please remove the fear. Trust me, there was so many things in my life that I've had fear over. We had a son who went through major surgery when he was a lot younger, when he was about 6 years old, 6 and 7 years old. For a matter of 2 years, we went through 5 with our firstborn, Mason, who's now 17 and healthy. Praise God. But I would say for a period of time when he was younger, we did not have any answers or solutions. We were freaking out. We were in a state of fear and panic. And I would say it was 2 years of one of the worst 2 years of my life and my wife's life. And we didn't know what to do. And we were able to find in that time frame, we actually found this relationship with God through Jesus. And we surrendered our lives to him. And we also surrendered those things that we couldn't control. And I want to encourage you right now, if you have a lot of things that you just know that you don't have any control over. Maybe it's the time. I think even though churches got shut down left and right, and there's still some of them shut down and just really limited, I think what's been amazing is God's used the time through internet and resources and online methods to reach more people than ever before. And I'm so encouraged by that because I know there's a lot of fear and panic and stress right now in this world. And I know I'm kind of transitioning away from this, but at the end of the day, right, make him better or get the buzzer. You know, that's that operation. Well, what's really crazy is the fear that I don't have now comes from the operation that God did on my life back when I met him, when we were going through a really, really hard time. So if you're struggling, if you've had a hard time 2020, it's okay that you had that hard time. It is truly, because I think it's going to help define you, and it could potentially be what helps redefine you in 2021. And part of that could be realizing, hey, I need a strong immune system. I need to be healthy. Like, hey, okay, you can wear the mask, but that's not going to make you healthy. I'm sorry. Like, this is not a controversial thing about wearing a mask or not. Do as you wish. Like, wear the mask or not wear the mask. It doesn't matter underneath the mask. You have to still take care of yourself, or guess what? The sand is going to fall through that hourglass a lot faster, and you're going to run out of time. And it's 2021 now. And I hope if you're 55, 65, 70, you make it another 10, 20, 30, 40 more years. Do you want to live that in the state of fear, just staring at the hourglass as the sand passes through? Or you're sitting on the operation table, you know, waiting for the buzzer? It's up to you. So anyway, I hope this message found you well. And listen, if you enjoyed this, maybe you didn't enjoy it so much, and that's okay. In fact, I know if I'm not pissing somebody off, I'm not doing a good enough job about getting across the message of taking care of yourself. If everybody took care of themselves and everybody was healthy and everybody lived a fit life, a healthy, fit life, I would have to find another job. Praise God, I don't have to, because I really enjoy doing this. But I also, at the same time, hate to see people struggle. And I'd hate to see you continue to struggle. If you want help, reach out to me. 4 more days left. Absolutely. If you even thought about working with me, like at the end of the day, we have to actually get on a call and see. If you're going to wait until the new year, you're going to miss out. And you're going to miss out on a lot of savings, because right now I'm blowing it out in this end of the year special, this end of year sale that I'm doing. And again, it's only for the right people. It's why I only take on a handful, because I'm very selective. I'm only looking for success stories. I'm not looking for people who just want to lose a couple pounds. I'm not looking for people like, hey, I just want a quick fix, Mark. Just can you wave the magic wand? No, there's no magic wand in this, but I can put you on the right path if you're the right fit. Anyway, that's all I have. Take care. Have a blessed day. More for me. And be on the lookout. Listen, if you haven't even heard about my Bulletproof Fit Christians Over 40 Facebook group. I have a Facebook group. It's called Bulletproof Fit Christians Over 40. If you want access to it, send me a message privately. You can send it to me. Facebook doesn't like when I promote it through my personal page, so I'm just not going to do it. But if you want access, we're going to be doing some awesome things. I have a 5-day challenge on there. It's completely free. Also have a lot of great resources and a really amazing community that's growing by the day. We're adding new people in every single day, and providing a ton of value, a ton of other like-minded people, men and women of faith, over 40, who are looking to improve and looking for 2021 not to see that operation table or that hourglass go away from it or that sand fall out so quick. Anyway, reach out to me. Let me know if you want access to it, and I'll talk to you soon. Take care. God bless.